The truth.
Welcome back again, everyone. It's Audie from Middle-earth Mentors. Wow, I almost said my real name. Oh, whatever. Some of you already know my real name. Today we are doing Introduction to the Hunter, and I'll start off this video with the same disclaimers that I have for the last two videos. This info is accurate as of August, 15th, I think it is today, 2020. Keep in mind, class balance is constantly ongoing in this game, and so take this with a grain of salt as your general role in a raid, not your role, your effectiveness may vary. This is specifically true with hunters, and I'll explain that in a second. The other disclaimer, this is not a class guide, this is not a skill guide, this is not an in-depth, how to play a hunter. This is just a very, very brief introduction, what the class looks like, what the animations look like. That's pretty much it. And I will say this in every video, when picking a class, the most important thing is to know your base role, because you will be expected to fill that in a raid. Okay, I won't say that again in this video. Well, actually, I might. Anyways, today, Hunter. Super basic, easy class to play. Great for starter people. Obviously, you can see it is a ranged class with a bow. Damage. Their only role is damage. They do nothing else. They ranged pew-pew. They are probably comparable to a ranger in another game, in other games. They wear medium armor, so that's one step up from light. They use bows, obviously, and crossbows. As well for bladed weapons, they use daggers, one-handed axes, swords, clubs, hammers, maces, and spears. They do not use two-handed weapons, and they do not use shields. That is about it, actually. There's really not a whole lot to talk about with Hunter. They're very fun, easy to play. I will get into the game with them. Most of the classes can play a Hunter. Or sorry, most of the races can play a hunter, my bad. As well, they're the only class in the game that can teleport a fellowship to a different place. So they get the most travel ports of all the classes, and they're the only ones, like I said, that can port a group of people. So there are a few other classes that will get teleports for themselves, or the ability to summon one other person to them, or to travel to another person. Hunters are the only class that can take a whole fellowship, which is 6 people, and fly them to a different place. So that's a really handy, cool skill to have, and they're known as the taxis of Middle-earth for that reason. As you can see, here's all my travel ports up along the side and along the top. This is not all of them. This character is only 116, so she's missing a bunch from totally endgame because she is not there yet. Like I said, hunters are really basic. They still have the same 3 trees options as everyone else. So blue is a mid-ranged mobile DPS. This is your running and pewing tree. Red is your stationary, higher DPS, and longest range attacks in the game tree. Yellow, nobody really uses yellow. It's a very crowd control. So you get traps, UCC, lowest DPS of the trees. I will show you just red and yellow today just for the cool animations. Again, their animations, they use a bow and arrow, so, they just pew-pew things. So yeah, I'll sit back and shut up and let you guys watch. Don't use this as a skill guide, okay? I'm just going to spam all my skills in no specific order. Yeah, that's it. Here we go. Put an exploding dummy out, so this aggroes the target. I think I killed that dummy. Whoopsie. Traps. I got lots and lots of traps. In yellow. As well, you have a... See, it blows up there. You have a very few melee skills, generally useless. Not many people use these. I mean, you're a ranged toon. You won't be using these much anyway. That's pretty much it for yellow. The skill trees do look very similar, or the animations, I mean, look similar in the trees. I think red has just a couple of different ones I'll show you, but other than that, this is pretty much the hunter. Let's see. I don't think we got that one. You have a sneaky where nobody can see you, sort of. I can't track skills in combat, so I will get out of combat here. They also can track creatures, as you can see. They can track different types of creatures, nature, animals, enemies, ghosts, blah blah blah. Also they can make these, which is really cool, which helps your regen. As well, they can set a campfire, which is this here. So if you go to your map, you see these campfire icons around the world. Not only do you have travel ports to all of these different cities, but if you go to one of these camps and use your set campfire skill, you can set your own travel port to these camps all around. So that is very handy. Other than that, that's it. That's Hunter in a nutshell. Very fun class. It is, like I said, a DPS role, and it is currently in a pretty good spot, so you do have a place in a raid as a DPS class. Now, when I said earlier at the beginning of this video that varies with Hunter, historically, classwork on the Hunter is very up and down. So for the longest time, they were the lowest DPS of the DPS characters. They were so bad nobody wanted them in a raid, and then they jumped up to being super OP and everyone wanted them in the raid, and then they got nerfed again, and then they got buffed again. So now they're in a good place. They're wanted at endgame raids. They fulfill their damage roll well, and they have zero problem on the landscape with DPS. So you'll have no concern about that. There we are. There's the Hunter. Yeah, have fun pew-pewing.